Hey guys, about to play a match with the five-color Bladeknight deck. It's a modern deck. So yeah, waiting for the opponent to decide if they want to play first. All right, so this is a keepable hand for sure. You can play a turn 2 Sureblade, and then a turn 3 Warmonk, and then a turn 4 Knight of New Alara, ideally. But we do need to draw some lands for all of that to happen. But yes, I am here. I left for a second. Okay, don't mind Hexproof too much. Lightning Helix is affected though. So if we need that reach late, it's not going to happen. Okay, so we're going to play our core first. Although I guess we don't have to. We could... Yeah, I'll play the core. I'm going to put the charge counter on it now. I'm not going to make my opponent think I'm doing anything at instant speed with one colorless mana, so... Okay, Leyline is good in a Devotion deck. Alright, so I think I'd probably play the Sureblade first, so that it can gain... Hexproof in the near future. Oh no, it's the first strike one. Then I'll play the Stormblade first, since it can swing over a potential blocker more effectively. So we will play Esper Stormblade in the turn. See if she gets killed somehow. Nope, not yet. I keep saying she, but I'm unsure of the gender of that creature. Suppose it's not important. Mana Boom, okay. So there's our Helix, which we can't use. I mean, we can use it on his creatures. Yeah, that's a good way of accelerating. So we're going to play our Ziggurat, and we're going to add... What are we going to add? We're going to add white, and then we're going to add green. We're going to play our Sureblade. And we'll swing for 3 in the air. And we will put a charge counter on Mirrodin's Core. So if we draw a land next turn, we can play Knight of New Alara. Like, if he taps out to do something here that doesn't immediately impact the board, we're going to be pretty happy. Could be a Wrath of God or something like that right now, though. About to make us sad. I mean, luckily we have more gas in our hand, but still. Okay, that doesn't really bother us. So like I said, if he does something that doesn't immediately impact the board, we are okay with it. We did not draw the land we needed, though, for to play our knight. So we're just going to get in there for some damage, dropping him to 11. And I'm going to play the Hushblade now, I think. So white, green, Hushblade. All right. So see, if we had Helix and we could actually target him, we could kill him next turn, but we don't. I mean, we do have it, but we can't use it. So, I mean, I'm going to put a charge counter on Mirrodin's Core. This time I guess I'll be tricky about it for no apparent reason. That Warping Whale card that just came out with the Gatewatch costs 1 and a colorless, so our Core can't do anything. So if we draw a mana for Knight of New Alara, we can potentially win, depending on what our opponent's up to. If we don't, I don't know that I would keep adding creatures to the board in a deck that seems dirtily and has tons of white mana. Okay, Blessed Spirits. We're okay with that, although it can block and kill my Stormblade. But we can Helix it out of the way, should that be what we decide to do. Probably will be. So our opponent's an enchantment deck. So that's interesting. White-green enchantments seems to be the thing. His devotion to white right now is 4. 5. So, yeah, 5. He can do a lot with that much mana. Potentially get his blessed spirit out of range. Ooh, worship. Okay, well, that also doesn't worry us a whole lot right now. We can still Helix this thing. Oh, I forgot to put a counter on that. Okay, Mantis Rider. I think we still got to use the Helix here. He's in top deck mode, so he has to draw another creature for worship to be a thing. So, yeah, it would have been nice to remember to... So we're going to use the Helix. Take him down to 2. With all our bladed fellows and or ladies. And end our turn. So he had to draw a creature to have hope. And yeah, it doesn't look like he did. So I think the Helix there was the right call. All right, so we want to blow up enchantments. I can tell you that. So I think we want Golgari Charm and probably Destructive Revelry. Is that Charm's not bad. Doesn't have a ton of creatures based on what we saw. Don't know how good Azorius Charm is in this matchup. Terminate's a little less than ideal too. I think I'll probably cut at least 1 because he has so many permanents that aren't creatures. And the same's true of Simic Charm. So Golgari Charm. I think I'll cut 1 as Azorius Charm too, and that's probably pretty good. I think those are the only charms we really want against this deck. Selesnya Charm doesn't seem very good. Actually, we only cited it in 1 charm. I guess Destructive Revelry is not one, but it's just good against a deck with a bunch of enchantments. Okay, this is a weird hand. We got 5 lands, so we can't really keep it. So I think we mulligan. Our opponent mulligan 2. I mean, we have a Hush Blade and then a Destructive Revelry, but I just don't think that's... The mana was pretty nice, and of course this mana is like god-awful with 1 pillar. So we're going to mulligan. Ooh. Opponent also mulliganing pretty low, so I'm going to keep 4-2 and hope there's a land on top, 2 lands on top of my library. This is going to be an ugly game. We're both mulliganing. We've both mulliganed to 4. So this would be an interesting... I don't know if that's ever happened to me before. Should have kept that first one. Oh yeah, we will leave that on top of our library. We do in fact want a land. Another one following it would be even better. So we'll put our charge counter on our core. I would probably play the Stormblade first again. Man, our opponent got 2 lands? Jeez, I'm jealous. He's going to gain life. He can play stuff cheaper. So, yeah, we're in trouble. He's going to be able to cast like most of the enchantments in his deck. He may have had a hand that was like all lands and a Herald of the Pantheon, I guess. Which I guess I'd be okay with. Should we ever draw a second land, I think we're fine because we can blow up enchantments. We can play a dude or dudes. There we go. We drew a second land. All right, so we're going to add blue and white. And we're going to play our Stormblade. And I will end the turn. See if he plays an enchantment here that I would like to blow up. Worship. Yeah, we're going to want to blow that up eventually, but it's not one you have to worry about right away. So we're not going to. All right, so then we're going to play Bant Sureblade. So we can fly over and hit him for 3. play this creek. We were lucky we drew 2 lands, I have to say, but so it drops him down. He's got 1 card in his hand. We have ways to blow up enchantments, and we can play a Rock's Warmonk in the fairly near future. So I feel pretty good about the game. The battle between mulligans to 4. Ooh, that we do want to blow up right away because it just will steamroll and kill us. So yeah, we'll be blowing that one up. There's a Helix too. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead. Well, we'll swing first. Don't think it'll make him play any differently, but our Helix can actually hit him right now, so that's nice. But yeah, we're going to go Gari Charm the Sigil because it's like, it'll just kill us eventually. So we're going to add green, and then we're going to add black. And we'll destroy the Sigil. And then we'll put a charge counter on our core. And we'll keep things moving. If he plays a second Sigil, we're kind of in trouble. He's getting in there. He may be about to Wrath of God, I guess. Nope. All right, Ancient Ziggurat. That's nice. So we're going to get in for 6. Then we're going to play Rock's Warmonk. Oh, he's got something. All right. Well, our deck has no basic lands, so we're not even going to use its ability. So that is pretty good against us. And he can now also... Oh, no, if he'd left his guy back, he could have. But he decided not to. That's why he swung. All right. So we're going to play our Ziggurat, and we're going to add blue. We're going to add white, and we're going to add green. Play our monk. What's he have? Another Sigil? That would be bad. No. Okay. Doesn't worry me. My creatures can either run over it or fly over it, so we will put a charge counter on Mirrodin's core. So we've got a Helix and a Golgari Charm. Seems like we should probably win. Although, how are we going to kill the Caryatid, actually? That does worry me. Oh, we can blow up Worship. We don't have to. That's right. I was thinking I had to destroy them and the Worship, but I don't. I can, but I don't have to. So I'm going to play the Hushblade 2. See what kind of blocking he does here. Finny. He has Worship in play, so probably none, actually. So, next turn we'll knock him to 1. And then Helix... then Golgari Charm, and then Helix him. We can't actually do that, though, because of Ancient Ziggurat, so never mind. We might be able to, depending on what we draw, but instead I'm going to play... That is not the color of mana I need. I'll use this, I guess, for... Which color? Red. So it'll be a 3/2. Just has Shroud, though, so he can swing through it if he really wants to. Now, if he plays a second Worship, we're not going to be real happy. He might be assuming we have a way to blow up Worship because he knows we had Golgari Charm. We used 1 when Worship was in play and weren't worried about Worship, so we'll see. Yeah, so our Charm, we could blow up Worship at the end of his turn. We could also Helix him at the end of his turn, which would effectively... Yeah, if we blow up Worship at the end of his turn and swing with everything, he's just dead basically, because of our Helix. So, all right, so we're going to blow up Worship at the end of his turn. We're going to add green, and we're going to add black. Destroy Worship. See if he can do something in response to that. Nope. He says GG. All right. Well, our deck never played Knight of New Alara in that game, but the multicolor stuff, did end up mattering, at least. So, yeah, that was a match with the 5-color Bladeknight deck. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.